Hello YouTube, back with the next BattleBots toy review, and today I have the BattleBots McDonald's Mecha Tentoumushi toy, or probably just Tentoumushi. I don't know how they actually labeled it on the, how they intended to include it. But it's really Mecha Tentoumushi because it's got the little antenna on top. It's probably more based on the Season 5 design, although kind of hard to tell considering the fact that Mecha Tentoumushi didn't really change a whole lot over the series. And of course, got revived for the 2016 reboot on ABC. So. But the robot was obviously popular, despite the fact that it never really did all that well. I mean, it did have some more success towards the end of the series. I mean, it faced Dr. Inferno Jr. at least once or twice, as well as Tony Buccagnani's robots it faced twice. Faced the Fish Tank the first time, and then it faced Wedge of Doom, I believe, after that. Was it at least, maybe even twice. But the toy is obviously very represented. I mean, the antennas will not break off. They are molded into the shell here. And if you lift it up here, you can see houses the pullback motor. You can see inside here. I'm not sure what the holes were for, whether those were directly on the robot and they're just mimicking that, or whether they actually had a purpose that was only for when it was being produced. Like, you know, I don't think they actually, yeah, I think these actually came in little plastic bags, so I don't think it was anything to, like, hold them down like you usually see those little, zip ties that are usually held down toys on the in the packaging, but yeah, you can see this is definitely an official BattleBots toy because it's got the BattleBots logo in the corner here. This is, see if I can get a good shot of it here, so you can see. Yeah, it's pretty good. And as you notice, I put tape on it mostly to indicate. I like to kind of label what it is. And this way, this is also when I was younger than I am now. This is where I labeled the robot, just kind of have it stand out, remind me of what weight class it was and who it was. I mean, it's not mentioned on the toy who it is. I really like it. I mean, you got a lot of nice little details on the back. You can see it's got the mount for where the shell goes, and it's got the little spots for the wheels here. There's one on this side and one on this side. It's pretty awesome. I mean, if you look, I showed it on the side. Here's obviously the motor that makes it all work. There's little mechanisms on this side, and this is what helps bring the shell up, and the shell. If you're wondering what that little slot is for, you look at Tentoumushi, there's a little slot here. There's a little, I don't know what to call it, extension in here, and that's what fits inside there and actually presses down inside and makes helps the motor catch onto the shell. As you'll soon see, I'll make it go for you, but this is pretty awesome. I mean, they did really well. Mecha Tentoumushi is probably not one of my favorites. It didn't really do all that well. It wasn't all that successful. I mean, yeah, I can see why it was a crowd favorite. I mean, of course, it's being a little nostalgic now that I grew up watching BattleBots on Comedy Central. So, I mean, it's a little nostalgic, so it has a little bit more of a purpose than it otherwise would be. If I saw it today, and only today, it wouldn't have the same appeal, I'm pretty sure. But, okay, I'll get the pullback motor going, and you can see how it works. This is how it's supposed to go. You can see it kind of. Let's see if I can. It's kind of difficult to do this. You can see the motor. If you notice, when I was winding it up, you can see the shell lift just a little bit. See if it might work better if I show it this way from the front as well. So I'll let you see. Yeah, it goes pretty fast, but I think it's only because of, you know, the motor being used on it. And that got some good speed on it, so let's get one more wind up here. It'll go a little slower if you actually, like, roll it forward on the ground. See if I can. If you look carefully, you'll see it pop up every once in a while. That just shows the motor comes around again and makes it makes it pop up and down. It's kind of a nice way to go at it. The nice thing is the fact that the shell is not restrained in any way, so technically, if it's flipped over, you can have it self-right, which it was not really able to do. I mean, the shell was able to move on its own, and it was moved on its own in the shell anyway, so this is probably a good feature to have here. I mean, they could have just molded the plastic and have it sit up like this or something. I mean, the mini box I showed a long while back actually is just flat on the ground. It's completely molded in place. It's not going anywhere. But this is a lot better detailed. I mean, all the little spots on top, they're raised up, as is the antenna. See, I don't think you can see them. Yeah, even underneath, you can see the antenna. the indentations for the antenna and the spots. See, you can see those little these are divots. These little divots here. And see the markings there. And see if I roll up the light just a little bit. If you look carefully, you can see the antenna. There's the antenna right there. It's pretty good. I mean, this is very accurate to Mecha Tentoumushi. And of course, yes, you can take the shell off. The shell does come off. Here's the top off. It's held in place with like this, and here's the bottom half. So you probably once in a while will have this pop off. I haven't really. Maybe once I've had this thing pop off, but it snaps back into place. I mean, it's pretty easy to snap back into place. I mean, granted, eventually over time it'll become much easier to come off. But I mean, props to McDonald's, or I think McDonald's is the one that actually made this. So, or whoever made this, I mean, they did well on this. Yeah, I think it might have been BattleBots. Yeah. I mean, granted, the shell isn't going to be on the floor, so you're not going to be able to capture any bots with it unless they magically get on top of where the motor is. Then you can probably drag them around a little bit, but it won't kind of have the same effect because the motor's in the way. Well, you probably could take out the motor. I mean, there are a couple screws here, so you probably could take out the motor. But good luck finding a tool to get those screws out of there. So those are not your typical Phillips head or slotted head screws here. So, but very well attended to detail, and as you probably noticed, I didn't really bring them up. The little bolts on the side here is on the other side as well. So that's pretty cool. Little details like that means they really knew what they were doing when they created this. They probably did not have the same rushed schedule they had with the mini bots, because we were due out in like only a couple of months. I don't know how long they actually lasted on the shelves. Either because people bought them all because they were actually ironically not doing well. Despite all the stuff they went through to make it happen, but very well done, I have to say. It's kind of too bad you can't get her in the video game, though. It's kind of a shame, but very well done. I'm impressed at how well they actually got it going. It's very robust. It's not brittle plastic or anything like that. So that's my review on the McDonald's Mecha Tentoumushi toy. Thanks for watching.